Hello everyone, Clad Green Hero here, wishing you all a happy new year. For this month's Artifinance, I have a one-stop EV guide for you. So first of all, what is EV? EV stands for estimated value, and it essentially takes the average amounts of all of the cards in a set that you're able to open in a booster pack, and it generates an average number for how much you're likely to get out of a pack when you open it. So you'll take the average of all the heroes, all the rares, and you'll add all those together, figure out what the average rare hero is worth, and plug that in. Basically, it'll tell you whether or not it's worth buying packs versus buying singles on the secondary market. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go out of client to show you the math behind this and how you find EV. If you want to go ahead and skip this math section, feel free to. It'll be the bulk of the video. Alright, I'm actually going to start this process by showing you how to find the EV of a Magic the Gathering booster pack because they're using much simpler numbers. It's not as complicated to do the math for these. There's 10 commons, 3 uncommons, and a rare, and then there's a 1 in 9 chance on average for that rare to instead be a mythic rare. So we'll say that the average mythic in a certain set is $10, so we'll divide that by 9. That means per pack you're going to be getting $1.11 from mythics. We'll say each rare is about $1 on average, so we'll multiply that by 8. Oops. So multiply it by 8, divide by 9. About 89 cents on average per rare, so we're at $2 even. And then we'll say uncommons are 25 cents a piece. That's 75 cents times 3, and each common is 5 cents times 10 is 50. So say $3.25 average EV for this set. You will do that with exact numbers rather than just guessing, but that's the process. And then Magic packs sell with an MSRP of $4 even instead of the $2 that they sell for in Artifact, so you got to keep that in mind. Alright, so here's the bare bones way on how to find EV. Now when we translate it over to something like Artifact, it gets a little bit more complicated because not only do we have rares, commons, and uncommons, but we also have the pack stipulations that there can only be one hero per pack and there can only be 2 items per pack. So now we have a spreadsheet. So we've got rares, uncommons, commons. We have the heroes, items, and other. Alright, so now we got to do this by a spreadsheet. So this took a little while for me to wrap my head around, so I'm going to do my best to explain it to you. We're going to start with the rares. So when you open a pack, these numbers in parentheses, there's a multiplier. There's a chance for you to get a bonus rare or a bonus uncommon per pack. 17% chance, roughly speaking, for rares, 23 on uncommons. That's not exact data, but about a 500 pack sample size that I found from the community. So we're going to go with that for now until they disclose the real information. Alright, so without looking at the multiplier, let's just say there's 1 rare per pack. So when you open a pack, there's 12 cards in the pack, and one of them is going to be a rare. What are the odds that that rare is going to be the hero? Well, it's going to be 1 in 12, right? So you're essentially, out of 12 cards, you're multiplying the 1 rare times the 1 hero, so 1 out of 12. Same logic for the uncommons. If there's 1 hero in the pack, and there's 3 chances for it to be an uncommon, 3 like slots, that means it's going to be 3 out of 12. And then commons will be the 8 out of 12. Alright, following the same logic for items, there's a 2 out of 12 chance to get a rare item, 6 out of 12 chance to get an uncommon item, so about half the time, and then a 16 out of 12 chance. Now that's any irrational fraction. Basically, on average, you're always going to get 1 common item, and then there will be a chance for you to get a second one. On average, there will be a 4 in 12 chance to get a second common item. And then other will be much larger. There will be a 9 in 12 chance to get a rare, a 27 out of 12 to get an uncommon, and a 72 out of 12 to get a common. Alright, so then once you know those values, you can convert them all into decimals. And then you need to multiply the rares and uncommons by these multipliers, the 1.17 and the 3.23. So I'll go ahead and pull these up on a list again, like we did with the magic stuff. All right, and after you take that spreadsheet and turn it into a list like this, we actually have 9 categories. We have the rare, hero, item, other, then the uncommon, hero, item, other, common, hero, item, other. And you see the drop rates for each of these. So what you have to do now is you take the average rare hero. So you take all the rare heroes, you find out what they're worth on average, and you multiply it by the multiplier, the 0.097, and you do that for each of these. All right, so here we have all the rare heroes. There's 12 of them in the game right now. It should be easy to do the math for this. All we're gonna do is add them all to this market tab, and it'll give us a shop total, and we'll just divide that by 12, and that'll be the average. Okay, so the value of all the rare heroes added up together was $19.99, and there were 12 of them, which means the average one is worth $1.67. Okay, $1.67, and we multiply that times 0.097, and that means on average you're going to get 16 cents per pack, like every single pack you open, just from there being rare heroes. So you don't get the 16 cents only when you open a rare hero. That's just the law of averages. You're gonna open a rare hero every now and then, and you're gonna get so much from opening that rare hero that it's like getting 16 cents every time you open a pack with a larger sample size, if that makes sense. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing for all of the values down below. Okay, and the current EV for a artifact booster pack is $1.23. This is about where I expected it to be. This seems kind of low at first glance. For a $2 booster pack, you're going to want the EV to be anywhere around like the $1.50 range. That can be anywhere in the range from $1.25 to $1.75, somewhere in that range of variance. And for it to be this low, there's a very simple reason why. It's because everybody bought into the game, and they got free packs with the game that they wouldn't normally purchase. So there's a whole bunch of cards in the market, and they're all being sent to the Steam Marketplace. And then what happened on top of that is everybody's leaving. Everybody's leaving Artifact, right? So the people who just are deciding they don't want to play this game, it's pay to win, whatever, it's self-fulfilling prophecy. They're sending all their cards to the Steam Marketplace, and they're making the value of the packs drop because you can get them for cheaper on the Steam Marketplace. When people are trying to escape from a game, a card game specifically, when people are leaving, they're going to be undercutting each other on the secondary market, in this case the Steam market, and it's going to make the packs not worth as much. But what's going to happen is eventually it'll rubber band back because everybody's going to be buying the cards off the Steam Marketplace rather than buying the packs, and so the EV for the packs will start to go back up. And there's an equilibrium there. It never stays put. It's going to go back and forth a lot. So, don't be afraid about it being $1.23. This isn't like a writing on the wall kind of thing. All this means that it's $1.23 right now. It means if you have cards you want to get, you're much better off buying them off the Steam Marketplace than buying them directly from the Artifact client. And this information will also be helpful when Valve releases new sets. So if there's 3 or 4 sets out at any given time, and you want to buy a booster pack, or say you get a ticket to get a booster pack from winning a gauntlet or something, and you don't know which pack you want to open, one thing to consider is what's the EV of each pack. And you can calculate and figure out what each pack is worth, and you can go ahead and buy the one that has the highest EV. And that'll be your best bet to get, valuable cards out of it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make sure to put the drop rates for these rarities down in the description. Make sure to check that out if you want to run the numbers yourself. And remember, the EV is going to change back and forth a lot over time, so it might be worth it to check in like at least once a week to see what it's at. I hope this video was helpful to you. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Smash that like button, and I will see you all in the next video.